Hey, Dana here, and welcome to my garage. Well, I've been troubleshooting a brake light issue since the day I got it. Well, I troubleshot thinking it was Mr. Brake Light, emergency brake handle situation. Well, that's now taken care of. I actually took the other switch out of the other one. Well, make a long story short, what it wound up being is there's no ground to the master cylinder. The minute I pull that off, you lose ground, and we're going to get a brake light here in a minute, because it's going to stay out, right? And then you turn your key on. Now we get a brake light, and we'll go ahead and start it back up. And now I don't get a brake light, but I've got this now. Okay. I wonder why they did that. Oh, there's a brake light. Okay, brake light just came back on. Okay, and you saw when I just tested this, that light came on. So if we come back to Mr. Master Cylinder, I need to show you something. And I troubleshot that from the other Nitro, because I was looking for grounds. Well, you pull this off, okay, and you're using your, where are you off of here? Use your test light, and if you go to this side of it, which is your green and red, okay, you can see that I have a red light, right? Now, if you go to your black side, you can see that I have nothing. Okay? That's your black. You should have ground off of that. Okay? So we'll take you over to the other vehicle real quick. Alright, we're back on the other vehicle. Now again, if we go to, that's going to be black, right? As you can see, my finger out of the way, and you get a dark area here. You can see that I have a green. It's actually the red. That's actually the green green wire. I have a dull green, okay? Now if I go to the other one, you're going to see I have a solid green, and that is your black wire. So that was one of the things when you troubleshoot, well, maybe your float inside your master cylinder is stuck or grounded out, okay? So when you have that unplugged, the battery's bad on that. And you come in here, you turn your switch on, your brake light is going to be out, okay? And you go ahead and plug that back in. As you know, now well, okay, let me turn that, turn the switch, turn your key back on. All right, brake light is out, okay? Now, if we go to that red, or we go to the green and red wire now, we're going to find that it is now red. Get your finger out of the way. All right, is now red, okay? And of course the black wire, you have a solid green. All right, so that's what you should have with the key on, and you're gonna notice that the brake light is now on. All right, so now we turn that off. We'll go ahead and plug this one back in. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and turn the key. Brake light is on momentarily, and now it is out. All right. As you can see, the green wire had power on it. Let me turn the key on, and the black wire is your ground. So that wound up being a tattletale right there. When I did that, after playing around with the wire that goes to the emergency brake handle. Okay, so when that handle is all the way down, where's the when the handle is all the way down, it disconnects. Okay, and then when you pull the handle up, it connects and grounds out. So that causes your system light to come on. Now, my issue is I don't know why I don't have ground. So now I've narrowed it down to that. Hi. I've narrowed it down to no ground to the master cylinder. Now I just got to figure out where the ground to the master cylinder is actually coming from. So, coming back over here, we'll hook everything back up with the wires here. This is the only thing keeping me from getting it inspected. You have to have all your lights working. So, at this point, like I said, now this is the black wire, okay? Actually, that's the green wire, okay? Now, that's your green and red wire. Okay, green and red, or green wire. And now I'm going to touch the black wire, and you're going to see I got nothing. Okay, there's nothing there at all. Now, when I turn the key, I have a brake light, and it doesn't matter whether this is playing with it or not. All right, you've still got a brake light, right? So with that said, remember the green and red wire was green at the time. Now when you apply power, it now goes red. All right? And unfortunately, like I said, the black wire is still dead. So now what I'll do is I will turn power back off, and I'm going to ground the ground wire, which I have no idea where that ground is going. Let me go ahead and plug this back in. Oh, okay, yeah. Never mind. We'll do that in a minute. Now I'll go ahead and ground this off of the battery. Alright, now we're going to see that my ground, that the black wire is still dead. I got no power on it. That would help if you had this side of it plugged onto the battery. Alright, now we'll go to that green, and now as you can see, get the wire out of the way, we now have solid green on the ground. We will now plug this in. Okay, she's now plugged in. We will now turn the key. And we have a brake light. And now we don't have a brake light. And that's your solenoid to your throttle body. Let's just go out here a minute. All right. Right now we've got no lights on the dash, except the blinking thing, blinking tire, and also I've also got a check engine light, which means the minute I turn the key, that better go out. All right, and now you can see I have no lights on my dash, and if I apply the emergency brake handle, I'm going to get a brake light. Okay, and also what I'll do at this point is I'll disconnect the ground off the battery. And that should have went immediately, but it didn't. Yep, and there's your light. Okay. Well, after a week of heartache and trying to figure out this, I even pulled the console here to freaking troubleshoot wiring back here, but everything seems to be a-okay. So we'll get this back installed. Now I can schedule my freaking inspection on this thing. As soon as I figure out where that ground goes. So there we go. All right, thanks for watching. If you like, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, definitely share. And this was troubleshooting the brake light on this 07 Dodge Nitro. All right, just for a quick add-on, here's your your emergency brake switch. And it sits just like this, and you got a bolt that goes through that hole, and the bolt head grounds on the brake assembly down there. This thing here is of course your plug, and it is hot. So you got electrical power right here, okay? And here's your little platform that sits at the bottom of that assembly. So when it's in the down, when the handle is in the down position, it pushes that down. And if you look in here, you can see those little teeth, and those are pushing down on that copper. So this piece right here is grounded right here. That's what this is. So when that handle goes down, it pushes that down, and it's no longer touching this wire, which is hot. So in this position right now, what you're looking at right now is your brake handle is up and locking your brakes. So when you push your handle down, it pushes on that and separates it from those teeth down there. All right, and that's how you get your brake light.